Alright, in this video we are going to see how to convert this theme into WordPress. Now as you see, this is the HTML theme, the plain and simple HTML theme. We are going to convert this as the working WordPress theme. Now we are going to create this from scratch. To follow along, I'll leave the images and the code required to follow. I'll leave in the description. Now this is the HTML file and this is the WordPress file. Now what are the things which we are going to learn? We are going to see how to use custom CSS file, how to add custom CSS file to the WordPress, and how to show all the posts in the index file. So you can see these are the posts which is available on the index file. And then the dynamic sidebar. As you see, these are the sidebar which is surrounded with bootstrap card, and these are the list item. We are going to add the class to the UL and to the ELI, and you can see these are the categories, the recent post and pages. And if you add a category, it will be added over here dynamically. If you add post, it will be added over here. If you add a page, it will be added over here. Now if I show you, let me just show you by adding a post. Now you can see the menu is also dynamic. We are going to see how to add the menu using navwalker, and then we are going to see how to add featured image. And in case if there is no image, like the hello world does not have an image, and we have added a duplicate, alternate image in case if there is a blank image. And as we know, we are going to add a widget in the form of sidebar. Let me make this post 28, some description about the post. And as you know, if you click on read more, it will be redirected to the individual page. We are going to see this how to create as well. Let me add a category as well just to show you. And let's make this India. And if I'm going to make this blank just to show you how does the altered image shows up. And that's done. Now you should see one category is over here and one post over here. You can see the category is not there. We'll see why it's not there. Now the post is available. You can see the post which we have created. Fine, we'll fix once we get into the code. Now this is it. Now let's get started. I'll leave the HTML file in the description as well, so that you can start along. So these are the required files. Now let's start by installing the WordPress. I have already downloaded the file on the C drive. We'll just have to rename the folder on the XAMPP, on the htdocs. And as you know, this is the 16th time we are creating the theme. We are slightly moving forward to the advanced level. Just copy this and paste it over here. It will take some time. By the time, let's create the database. Localhost /php myadmin. We'll give the database name as theme16, and we'll name the folder name and the theme name also theme16. Create a new database. I'm using XAMPP. You can use WAMP or AMP, whichever is convenient for you. Fine. Now just create database. Click on create. Database is created. It would be blank. Now you can see it is blank. Now let's see what is the progress. I'll pause it. Once it's done, I'll resume. So I think the blank folder is ready. It's WordPress copy. Now let's make the folder name as theme_16. So this is our website name. If this is on the live server, let's just install the WordPress localhost / our folder name. It will be redirected to the WordPress wizard for installation. We just need to pass the database credentials, and we need to set the admin login through the wizard. Cool. I'm okay with English. Click on English and continue. It's just asking for the database. As we know, we have given the database name as theme16. Let the username is root and the password is blank. This is the credential for the database, which is assigned already by the XAMPP. So in case if you are using WAMP or MAMP, it would be different. Just Google it and you'll get it. So the site title, let's make this theme16, and the password and username for login is going to be admin. So that whenever I wish to log into my website, I just need to give this credential. That's the reason we are creating this credential while installing WordPress. So once it's done, it will show you. Now it says we have to log in with the name and password which we have created. As we know, it's admin and admin. Click on login. Cool. Now it's time to set up our theme. So to set up the theme, let's just open this from the Visual Studio Code. As we know, we have located the folder on XAMPP. Theme16, select folder. So to see our theme over here in this page, what we need is, we need 3 files to be there. So the file is index.php, style.css, and a image. It should be of png format, and the name should be screenshot.png. It is taking some time. Cool. It has opened our folder on the Visual Studio Code. Now, as we know, we need to get into the WP content themes. Let's create our folder and we'll name this similar to our folder name. You can give any name. I'm sticking with the theme16. Click on enter, and we need to create 2 files, index.php, and then we need to create style.css, and I have already created a screenshot and saved it on the desktop. Now this is screenshot.png. Just copy it and get into the themes which we have created. Theme16, WP content, WP themes, then simply paste this. So this is enough. If you refresh, you can see the theme over here. Now if you click on theme details, it will be blank. So to add the details, what you have to do is just search for WordPress style.css. we have to add some comment on the style.css to have the theme description. So let's copy the whole thing, the whole comment, and paste it. If you want, you can name anything. I am just naming it UI Monk 16. Now you can see the description about the theme over here. You can see UI Monk 16 has shows up. Now let's try to activate this. Once I activate, it is not going to show anything because our index.php is blank. So let's fill the HTML. As you know, we are going to use the same template. I'll leave the link. So this is the link where I've downloaded the template. I'll copy the whole thing and paste it here. For the CSS as well, let's copy the CSS of the HTML. Select the whole thing except the comment. We already have comment. We can also have the comment, not a problem, but let's stick to the way. Cool. Now we don't need this. This is our style.css on the PHP file, sorry, on the theme folder. I think no, we have misplaced it. Control, let's select this. Yeah, it's there. Cool. Now select remove this, save this and close. Alright, now if I show you I have activated our theme and click on visit site. The index.php will show up. Nothing is there because our CSS is not linked properly. So to link the CSS, you have to get into the we have to write a PHP code blog info it's a function, and you need to pass style sheet underscore URL. So actually we are typing it on the index.html file. We have to write this on the index.php. Just now if you refresh, your HTML file will have the CSS. Now in case if your style sheet is of different name, what you can do is you need to pass template underscore URL. So just to demonstrate you, press Ctrl U. So this is without refreshing. You can see it's style.css. Now if I refresh, it would give you just the theme name. So inside the theme name we have a file called style.css. We can simply add this by style.css. If the file name is style.css, then you don't have to change this name. If your file name is different from style.css, then you have to give template URL and then call this. I hope this is clear. If it's not clear, just rewind the video and watch it again. Cool. Now this is not necessary because it's already style.css. We can simply let it be as style sheet URL. It will work without a problem. Cool. Now let's add a strap. As you know, WordPress has a strap. So for that we have to add WP head function on the header, PHP WP underscore head. The same way WP footer. Now let's separate the header and footer. The first one, let's save this file as header.php, and then let's save this file as footer.php. So let's pick the header. We'll take the header tag where the header tag close and start from the HTML, and then at the bottom let's pick the footer and save it here. Now just to link this, what you have to do is you have to call a function of the WordPress, which is get underscore footer, and it's gets underscore header. Refresh it. There would be no change because we have properly linked the header and footer. Cool. Now let's try to loop all the values. That means let's try to loop the post. As an actual post. Now if I click on post, you should see you will see that there is no option for adding the image. So to make that happen, what we need to do is, you can see there is no section for adding the featured image. And one more thing I would like to show is, you can see there is no menu that we can add. So to overcome this, we need to create a file called functions.php. We need to create a function, and that function will be called with the hook. It's a PHP file. So as I said, we have created a function, and that function is called when the after setup theme hook is called. So we have registered the menu, and we have added the uh, add theme support for post thumbnail. So if I refresh, you should see featured image and the menus should show up. You can see menu is available, and the featured image will also be available. You can see featured image is also available. Now let me add some uh, product post. Just I'll show you by making one post, and then I'll pause it and create rest of the post. I have just going for the duplicate content. So there are two things to understand. We have the concept called excerpt and we have the concept called content. So the content is the whole content, and the excerpt is just the glimpse of the content which we need to show as a trailer thing. Now let's fix the image. I have downloaded the image from Unsplash. You can download this from anywhere. It's a royalty free image on the desktop website, not on the website. This is it. Assets. Let's select all. We have selected 4 image. Cool. Click on, let's select this, set featured image, and let's create the category. The first one is nature, and then we have technology, and then we can have lifestyle, and that's it. Let this be the first one. So we have one post. Likewise, let me create 3 posts. So now I have added the 4 posts. Now we need to show those posts over here. It's very straightforward. To get into the index, now we are not going to add the pagination for this. Refresh it. I think I have removed an extra div. Now let's remove and keep only one blog post. It ends here. Cool. So let's start the PHP. This is if, this is end if, then we need while loop, end while. Cool. If have underscore post, it's a plural, end if semicolon. Now it's going to be while if there is a post, then show the post. The post is singular, then end while. So just say hello till the number of posts you found. We have 5 posts, then 5 times hello should be there. So 5 hello we got. So in place of hello, let's place the static HTML. Control V. Now I want the time, so we can have the time from the WordPress PHP or the WordPress function, the underscore time. The same way, if you need the title, you just need to add the title. If you need the excerpt, you just need to add the excerpt call. You need to call the excerpt function. And to link each post, you just need to call the permalink function. php the permalink. Refresh it. Now you can see 4 posts. The title would be different, 3 4, this is second and this is first, and then finally the hello world. Let's display the image as well. We don't need the anchor tag, so we need to check if there is image. So this is for if has underscore post underscore, if has post thumbnail. Let's close the, this is for else, and this is for end if colon, this is for else, and this is for the post thumbnail. php the underscore post underscore thumbnail. Now in case if there is no post thumbnail, let's first see how does it looks. There's an error on the else part. Here I think here the colon should come, not the semicolon. Cool. Now in case if you want to fix this height, you can simply fix this height by passing the array. I'm passing the array and setting the width and height. Cool. Now we just need to make this, copy the whole thing. What we need to do is we need to make this call inside the card, before the card. So now let's refresh. Cool, we got it. This one does not have image, so let's fit the, let's have the alternate image. Get into the desktop. On the desktop we have a HTML file. Inside the HTML file, inside the HTML folder, we have the assets folder. Just copy the asset folder and paste it inside our theme. Now this has an image. Let's name this as 1. Now we can call this image over here. Have the image tag. There was already a class added, will not disturb it. Now you can see, as I already shown you, the template directory will give you the URL till the folder. Now then we have assets, then we have the file name. So if there is no image, then this image will be called. Cool. Now if you click on individual, you can see on the URL we can add the individual. It's working perfectly. Let's check the permalink. Cool. Now what we need to do is, let's first work on the navbar. So to make this dynamic, we have to use the what do you call this, we have to use this code. So this is the bootstrap navwalker. We just need to get into the header. Let's see where our header is. It's over here. We just need to remove the UL part, and then we just have to paste the code. It's actually an array. Just pass this inside the PHP. Now what we are saying is, we need a container. We already have a container over here, so we don't want that. So we can have this false. Now the container class, we already have a container class called collapse. Then we can remove these two lines because we are adding the class and ID. Just remove it. And this itself is not this itself is not enough. As you know, we just need to add a class file. So you have to see, you need to see that if you make a clone, you can you need to download this, and then we have to get this class. So I have already downloaded this, and I'm going to get this class on the download bootstrap navwalker. Just copy this class and paste this inside our folder, and we need to call this from the functions.php. This is our functions.php. Let's call this, and now let's check our code. And it is asking to add a menu. Let's add a menu. So to add the menu, we need to create pages. Let's create the pages as well. About us and services. Let's pick the lorem ipsum. I hope you are familiar with creating the pages. We'll make this about us, publish, and then services, publish. So just after saving this, you need to refresh. Those two pages will be available. You can see add. Actually it is already added. We need to remove the sample page and click on create. As you already know, we have added the theme support, register nav menu, and you can see the primary menu. We have given a text, so that text will be available over here. Get the primary menu. If I click on primary menu, so if you change this text will be changed. Let's save menu and refresh this. You can see the pages is available. In case if you want to see, let's create a new page and call it as page.php. and now if you click on the page, it will be blank. It is because it is searching for index.php and page.php, and page.php is blank. Let's copy the whole thing from the index and paste it here. Now we don't need the loop, so let's remove this. We just need the title and the description, so let's remove the whole thing. So we need the title and we need the content. Just refresh it. By the time you can see this is also been added. So on the header we have a new section. Let's have this as UI monk, and then let's have this at 16th WP theme. You can also make this dynamic. How are we going to do this? Call the PHP blog info, and we need to pass the name. Let's go title. Actually it's a different, it's the name and the description, which will give you the site title and site tag name as over here. This is site title and this is site tag name. In case if you want to modify, you can modify it on the settings, general settings. You can change the title and the site title over here. You can make this Vishal's UI monk's 16th WP theme. Click on save, and now you can get that on the home page. Vishal's theme, and then you can see. So these are dynamic part. About us is done, services is done, And now the home page, let's pick the navbar, and let's give our name UI monk, and let's link this to the links this as an home page. So to link that, what we need to do is, let's call the PHP function, sorry, it's a WordPress home underscore URL. You need to pass slash, refresh this, let's try get it to about us page, and then click on UI monk. It need to redirect us to the home page, but it's not doing. It's because it is not able to get the value. We have to add this echo. Now click on UI monk, it should redirect us to the home page. Fine, so this part is done, menu is also done, the post is also dynamic. Now what we need to do is, we'll focus on the sidebar. So for the sidebar, we are going to add three things. The first one is recent categories, then pages, then recent post. These are the three things which we are going to add over here. So if you see on the settings, sorry, on the appearance, there is no option for widget. So let's add the widget. So before adding widget, we have to we are going to use our custom code. So for the custom, to make this work, we have to get into the folder which on the theme folder. Then let's add the widget folder, and we don't want to make changes on the core files. So you can see on the WP includes, there is also a widget folder. We don't want to make changes on these files. We want to take this file and modify it on our theme folder. So as I said, we are going to choose the categories, pages, recent post. Copy these three things and then get into our themes, widgets, just paste it. Cool. Now we have to call these three functions. Let's call these three files first. From the widget, select these three, and let's name the class name to custom. Save it. Let's delete all the other thing which is not required for now. Functions.php is required. The second one, also change the class name to underscore custom, because we need to call this from the functions.php, and the post also. Now let's call the class name. So this is the function which is calling all the class name. So let's just cross check. This is the first WP widget categories, then pages, then we have post. Cool. So this would be added, but we need to locate the file as well. So let's locate the file. Just as we added the navbar, we need to make this for all the widgets as well. So this itself is not enough. We need to register the widget just as we registered the navbar. So let's register the widget. Control B. So this is the code for registering widget. This function is called when the widget init hook is called. So what we have inside, we have given the name, just as we given name for the primary menu, we have given the name for the sidebar, and then we have added what all things should surround the title, what all things should surround the widget. So actually widget is the container, and inside the container we have a title. So now this before widget, after widget, before title and after title, we are surrounding those container with the bootstrap card. So if you see, starting with bootstrap card, we have card header and then card body. Just have a just pause this and look into it, and you will understand what we are actually doing. We're actually surrounding the HTML with our bootstrap card. Now just by making this widget in it, we can check the appearance. This widget will be available, because before that on line 4 there's a problem. It's actually widget, we have given it as widget. Cool, now you can see widget is available. Click on widget, and as we have given name as sidebar, that sidebar is also can be seen. Let's add the categories, let's add the pages, let's add the posts. So the error was, we just made this 3 last time, that's the reason only 3 showed up. This is the title. If you remember, we have given this recent post. Click on save, and then save. You can see the title will be surrounded with the card header. Cool. Now if you refresh, it would be surrounded with card. Before because it will not be surrounded, because as you see we have to call this ID on our HTML. So let's select this. Actually we have page.php and index.php has the sidebar. Let's first open the index.php, and on the call for, just in between the call for, we need to remove all these things. Just we need to add php dynamic underscore sidebar. We need to pass the ID sidebar. Refresh it. You got it right. The same way, let's copy this for the page as well. This is over here. Copy the whole thing, paste it, refresh it. Let's check the pages as well. Services. Okay, services also has this. Cool. Now as you see, in case if you want to make this as a single page, what we can do is we have to make this get underscore template underscore parts. We need to create a file called sidebar.php, and inside the side.php we can call this. Now this file we can call it in the index.php just by calling this function get template parts. Refresh it. I think there's an error. Let's see what it is. Actually it's get template part, not parts. Refresh it. Cool. Now still we have a problem. As you see, we have the UL and LI does not have the class list group and list group item. So let me check. Let me go for the categories. Let's pick the post first. The post does not have UL and LI. Post does not have the class on UL and LI. So let's open the widget file for post. Where is post? Control O. Post. Search for UL. You can see there is UL. Let's add the class list hyphen group, and for the LI list group items. Click on search. So refresh. Now we should see there's an error. Actually let me cross check with the bootstrap. I'm confused between whether it is list. Let's check the bootstrap. I have used the bootstrap 3 list group. It's list group and list group item. Refresh it. Cool, recent post is working fine. You can see recent post has got it work. Now let's work on the categories. Now if you see on the categories, we can find the UL. We can find the UL, but we can't find the LI. If I search for LI, so LI will not be available. LI, as like we got on the post. For category it's not that easy. We can find the UL, so let's add the class to it. Class list group, but for the LI it will be in the variable. We need to find a variable which holds the LI. So actually it's the list which will hold all our LI. So on the function we need to modify that. We need to modify the list. So let me show you the categories. If you see on the categories, there's a class which is already added, cat item. If you search this on the widget, you won't find it. So for that, what we need to do is we need to get this cat item and then append it with our list group using a function. Cool. Now if you see, we have created a function. That function has the li, and the class we are replacing it with the same thing, and then we are appending list group item. That's it. And we are using the add filter. Previously we have used add action, now it's add filter. Just understand the difference. And this is a hook. Once this hook runs, our function will be called. So now if you refresh, the category is also done. Now let's work on the pages. The same way we can find the UL class list group, but we don't have the list item. The list item is inside this class, sorry, this argument, which is what, out. Now if you see, the page item is there. We need to append the same thing. If you see the out, we have passed it as an argument, and then the page item we have appended it with our list group item, and then we have returned this, and that's it. The modification is done. So in this time the hook is WP list pages. Refresh it. Now you could see. Alright, the sidebar part is also done. Now it's the single.php. If I click on read more, we need to modify this. Let's create a new file and call it as single.php, and we need to copy the same thing as of our page.php. Copy the whole thing, paste it, and on the HTML we already have a HTML for this particular. We have to copy the block. How block? Because I have already created this, because I have the idea how to make this, how this works. So I'm just getting this section simply and passing it over here. Refresh it. Now we have to make this content dynamic. It's very straightforward. As we know, we can get the title by calling the title function of the WordPress PHP, the underscore title, and this is the time, and this is the author, and we'll look at the categories in a minute. And this is the content, and then for the image we already know it's the post thumbnail. Post underscore thumbnail. Let's refresh and check. So almost except the categories, everything is dynamic. So if you want to add the comment, it's very straightforward. Open a card class and then add. Let's call the function comments template. Click on refresh, your comment will be there. Now if you see, hello, good work, and this is dynamic. Now you can make this work using the CSS. You can see good work by admin. Now let's make this categories dynamic. So there are chances that we might have two categories, one post. So that's the reason we have used the for each. Cool. And as a separator, if there are two categories, as a separator we have used comma, and then we have added the badge class as like the theme says. So it's on technology. Let's get into home and choose this. It's on the category, again it's on the technology. Now it's nature. If I click on nature, for nature it's only one, but technology has two. Let's select this and click on technology. You can see three of them are in technology. So I believe the scope of this video is done. We have made this dynamic. Get the source code in the description. And for the theme, it's over here, and for the Navwalker, it's over here on the link.